Well, hello, 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 and happy Friday, everyone. Just trying to find my bearings here. There is a lot of light in the background. Anyway, not sure. I'm hoping that all of you can actually see me. I do need to get some color in this background, right? Because I'm going to blend right in. This is so funny. I remember this happening. Oh my God, when I first moved into my apartment and I did a live with my amazing friend and mentor, Kitty Foss, and I didn't know where exactly to set up in my space because of my beautiful white walls. And the one space that I chose to set up in, the lighting was so intense because of the sun that theoretically anytime I held my hands up, I sort of lost my hands in the background, as you can see. Like literally, look at that. Ah! They disappear. They're there, but they disappear because the lighting is so bright. Anyway, we're gonna make the most of it. I want to say hello to everybody, and hopefully that you're here with me watching. And I'm hoping that you can leave your comments. I'm hoping to be able to see them. And before I dive in and get all excited about today's conversation, I just want to go and make sure I am streaming where I need to be streaming. So I'm going to start off at on Twitter. I received an amazing message today that Twitter comments can now be viewed and strolled through the screen as of today. So I don't know how true that's going to be, or if there's something I needed to activate that for that to happen. But in any case, let's see what's going on. Let's see if I can find me. I always love to find me. So bear with me a moment as I bring myself up. If you are watching on Twitter, please go ahead and hit that little heart to let me know that you're there. Comment when needed, and I will definitely respond as needed. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to move on to my YouTube page to make sure those of you who may be watching on YouTube, I catch you guys as well. And I'm never sure exactly how to go about it in reference to, what's the word I'm looking for? Allowing comments to come through. So even though I've been doing lives forever, sometimes I do get confused. So anyway, let's see if I can find myself here on this platform. They're always changing things and always gets confusing for me. So let's see. I'm gonna go here as well. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Can I find me? Can I find me live? That's the big question. Can I find me live? Why can't I find me live? Anyway, not able to find myself live on YouTube. I know I should be there on YouTube. I'm not sure to why I'm not there on YouTube. But I do want to make sure I am, but I don't want to spend too much time fussing around on YouTube. So let's see how I can go about looking for myself. Make sure I need to be where I am. I don't know. All right, well, anyway, not able to find myself there right yet. I am hoping I am streaming live on Twitter, on YouTube. I thought I was. So we'll just check it out one more time. Like I said, they're constantly changing things. Makes me a little crazy. Let's see. Let's see. I do not see myself there live. Very strange. Anyway, let's move out of there. If anything, maybe I'll have to come back and check it out. Facebook. Am I on my Facebook page live? Let's go and find out. Well, at least I'm on my Facebook page. Facebook. Am I on my Facebook? Now you all know that I am. I'm just going to let people know that I am here. But maybe people will come and play. Why is this not going? You just got to love it. Live now. Pull some people in, see who is around. I always like to have an audience. It always makes it so much more exciting to play when you have an audience. So I'm going to check my YouTube channel one more time, and then I'm going to dive into this. Excuse me. Let's see. Yay, let's throw out the confetti. I am on my YouTube channel live. There we go. Takes me a little while to find things, but we're there. So if you are watching on YouTube, feel free to share. Feel free to hit the thumbs up button. Let me know that you're here. And leave those comments as well. I would love to see and read your comments. There we go. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to come off my YouTube channel, and I'm going to go back to my Facebook page and see if there's anyone there following as well. And I'm going to get this party started. All right. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome. And like I said, I keep fading out because this is so funny. Maybe what I might need to do is do a little shift in regards to the hat I am wearing, so at least something's not fading in. So excuse me a sec. We're going to just change that up so this way here, maybe, no, that doesn't help either. Oh, this is so funny. All right, so let's go this way. Maybe we'll get a little, oh, that's much better. All right, that's much better. Much, much, much better. It's so amazing. Maybe some of you are not aware of what goes into, whoops, I'm not doing a very good job here. This is so funny. Hold on a second. Let me get this together. Oh, wowsy. Wowsy, 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 wowsy. What a day this is. Okay, here we go. Talk about transparency here. Okay, here I am. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So as I was about to say, super excited to be here with you today. Hello, happy Friday. Today is Friday on December 23rd, 2023. Decided I wanted to pop on and share some insight with you based on the amazing energy that we do have going on. I also want to pop in here just for a second, just to give you a little bit more insight about me and showing that up as well, that I am the founder of Holistic Fitness. There's multiple business names to my business before I showed up as Holistic Fitness. However, my business was founded back in 1999, and one day I'll come back and share the story of that with you. However, for today, I like to share some insight based on the energy of today. For those of you who are not familiar with who I am, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Colon, your holistic integrated teacher, Reiki master, card creator, card reader, certified licensed holistic personal trainer, medical astrologer, and the list goes on and goes on and goes on. I'm still really trying to get a better view here. It's just so funny. Sometimes this is the reason why I do not come on live doing broadcasting at this hour of the day, because the sun is so darn bright. So it's really funny. Anyway, the topic for today is about Sagittarius and Sacral Chakra. Now, why on earth did I choose that as the title for today? Well, if you had an opportunity to check out my reels that I did this morning, and also a live that I posted this morning, you will know that today at about 3:24 p.m. Eastern time, Venus, our planet of love, relationships, beauty, and money, is moving into Sagittarius energy. And what does that actually mean for you? Well, if you don't know anything about Sagittarius, unless, of course, your sun, moon, or rising sign is in Sagittarius, it is all about truth-telling, higher learning, traveling, whether you're traveling physically someplace or traveling in your dream state. And what this really means for all of us is that there's going to be some karmic lessons that shows up in reference to patterns regarding relationships with ourselves and others, and maybe even with some money for that matter, and what shows up with that. But the reason why I wanted to title today's topic about Sagittarius and the sacral chakra, not only do we have Venus in Sagittarius, we also have Mercury and Mars in Sagittarius. So that means there's a lot of energy activating Sagittarius and also activating your sacral chakra. Now, depending on where Sagittarius sits in your chart, based on the houses, will then give you the theme to what these three major planets are activating for you. Now, I am trying to decide if I can relocate myself someplace else so you can actually see me, because this is really, really, really funny. Oh, I cracked myself up. At least on my video, it doesn't look so bad. It actually just looks like I'm in this highlight. So maybe I'll just stay here and not get distracted by the fact that I can't get that. It's such a... Anyways. So yeah, so as I was saying, we have these three planets. We have Mercury, we have Mars, and we have Venus, all in Sagittarius energy. And the big part of this is understanding the house that Sagittarius is in on your chart. Now, of course, theoretically speaking, on your personal chart, you may not have Mercury, Venus, and Mars all in the same placements. Collectively, they are all in Sagittarius. So what I'm asking you to do is become mindful of what house Sagittarius is in on your chart. And I'm going to speak a little bit about the sacral energy in just a second, but I do want to share with you, based on my personal chart, I have Sagittarius in two placements for that matter. Sagittarius sits sort of in my 5th house and my 6th house. What does that mean for me that Sagittarius is sitting sort of between two houses? The 5th house is about change. It's about freedom. It's about my creativity. It's about expression. It's about wanting to play. So theoretically, with this energy being activated, I want to do things that's going to be fun. If it's not fun, I'm not going to be interested in doing it. In the 6th house, it's about my body system. It's about nurturing. It's about scheduling time to connect with my body. And that Sagittarius energy is fire. So it's activating the energy within me to want to do things, to want to be creative, to want to come here and share with you, teach with you, inspire you, encourage you to learn about who you are, not on the surface, but to learn about who you are on a soul level. And that's my big purpose and mission as we move into 2024, is to help you really discover who you are on a soul level by understanding your concepts of your astrology chart, your house placements, and the connection that this all has with your sacral chakra. Because again, as mentioned, your sacral chakra, the zodiac sign, Sagittarius, is associated with the sacral energy. Now, if you're not familiar with your chakra system, the sacral chakra is located right below your belly button, and it's the 2nd chakra. The 2nd chakra is associated with the age of 7 to 14. So anything that's taken place in your life between the age of 7 and 14, those emotions, those relations will connect with your sacral energy. Now, just to give you an understanding of how the sacral energy works and how this process of the healing comes into play, and understanding how to heal as well, is to recognize that the awareness and the knowing and the higher wisdom of whether or not you have any of these emotions or feelings showing up for you. And that would be, for example, guilt. And because of holiday season, it's very possible that you may be experiencing some guilt based on having to do something and not really wanting to, but doing it because you feel guilty if you don't do it. So that would be the sacral energy being flared up from guilt. Then there's also shame. Are you ashamed of something? Are you embarrassed by something? Are you avoiding something? So that's sacral energy. And then we also have judgment, how you feel others might be judging you. You know, where let's say if you're participating in something with someone, but you're not doing that same activity with someone else, you may feel as though they're judging you, or they're not feeling like they are good enough for you to do that with. So there's that judgment tact that's involved with that. And then there's possibility of feeling like blame, like you blame yourself for why a situation didn't go the way you thought it was supposed to go. So all this energy is really associated with the sacral chakra, and that energy is what causes a blockage or stagnation in your creativity, because your sacral energy is about creativity. Because when you think about it, where your sacral is located, which is the right below the navel, that sits very close to your reproductive organs, which is about creating. Whether you're birthing a child or birthing a project, it's that creativity. Now, if you have guilt and shame and blame and judgment all clogging the system there, your creativity may not be flowing the way you like it to. Now, in addition to those elements, then we can also talk about the energies of Mercury and the energy of Mars, where Mercury is about the communication, how you communicate to yourself, what it is you're actually saying, and are you actually communicating these feelings out loud, or are you keeping them to yourself? Are you not expressing that there's some guilt or shame or judgment, or even that you feel you're blaming yourself for something, or you feel as though someone's blaming you for something? How that sits there. So that communication, the internal dialogue that you may be having. And then we talk about Mars. Now, when we think about Mars, Mars is also a fire energy because it's the ruler of Aries. So there's that, like, let's take action, let's be aggressive, let's apply more energy to all of this. So there's a lot going on for many of us in regards to our thought process, in regards to sitting and possibly reminiscing. I mean, we are at the 29th day of December. We are literally the last Friday of the month, last Friday of the year. Many of us may be in a space of reflecting on the last 12 months that we've experienced, what we have learned about ourselves, how much we have grown, the different people we've come and connected with in the year of 2023. Many of us may be in a space of setting intentions to what's to come for 2024. So there may be a lot of things going on in the mindset that may very well be connected to the Sagittarius energy of truth telling, the relationship that you have with yourself, the relationship you have with your body, the relationship you have with your emotions, the relationships you have with everybody else. So there may be some massive conversations, internal conversations about what's going on in my life. Like, what am I really doing? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Who am I doing it for? What is the purpose of this process? And this may all very well be very much connected to the Sagittarius energy and to the sacral energy to want to create. One of the reasons why I chose to come and share this topic with each and every one of you, to help you so you can very much clear the energy of your sacral chakra, so you can be more creative, you can be more expressive, you can be more powerful, you can be more empowering. I like to know that when I come and I share insight with each and every one of you, whether you're watching live on the replay, that I've empowered you in one way or another. that I've sparked some sort of interest in regarding something I'm sharing with you, that I've literally said something that actually taught you something. That is one of the reasons why I spend my time here live with you, to bring that awareness so you can better understand what it is you may be experiencing and why you're experiencing it, and why you might very well be experiencing the physical components of the sacral being stagnant or stuck or feeling blocked, for that matter. And I also want to bring to the table the understanding that your sacral energy is very much associated with your hips. Now, if you do follow me on a daily basis, I do a lot of chatting about our bodies and physical pain, physical stiffness, and the metaphysical explanations to whatever's going on with your body, and that your body is actually trying to tell you something. So when we think about the hip area, our hip joints, they sometimes may get stiff, they may get tight. And it could be the logical thing where maybe we're sitting too much and we're not doing enough movement in our day. Or the logical component of we're not drinking enough water. Or maybe you're doing more standing than sitting. So again, they get tight. The hamstrings may get tight. However, on the flip side, the spiritual components, the metaphysical understanding of all of this is to understand that your hips, because they are associated with your sacral chakra, it is about decision making. Your hips are about decision making. And sometimes we don't make decisions because we choose to not want to be in charge. Or it's easier if we allow someone else to make the decision, so we don't end up feeling bad because of the decision we choose to make. So, for example, if someone were to say to you, how would you feel if I decided to do X, Y, and Z? What they're basically saying is that they want to do that, but they're really asking you if you would be okay with it. So rather than them just coming straight out and asking that question, would you be okay if I did this instead of doing this with you? Which they've already made that plan in their head, but they don't know how to really articulate it and take accountability and be responsible for what it is they want to do. So they're indirectly allowing you to make that decision for them. So if they have a challenging time making that decision, it's because they may feel guilty about doing something else and not doing something with you, so that guilt sets in. And that's that sacral energy, not being able to be fully transparent, fully honest with oneself. And it really has absolutely nothing to do with the other person. It has more to do with the person that is having a challenging time being truthful with themselves and the other person. So paying attention to these possibilities that may show up in your world, paying attention to how you connect with this type of energy. Are you able to make a decision? Are you the one that's deciding that I'm going to do this, and then being responsible to say, this is what I'm choosing to do today, and do it without the judgment, without the guilt, without the shame, and just allowing yourself just to be transparently truthful. So that's the powerful energy that we're experiencing. And do note that Venus literally entered Sagittarius. Actually, Venus has not even entered Sagittarius just yet. That takes place in about a little less than an hour from now. And when that energy will take place, again, we will have 3 planets that will be in Sagittarius. We will have 3 planets in Sagittarius right until January 4th, when Mars moves out of Sagittarius and then enters, is it Mars or Capricorn? Mercury? Let me double check. I believe it's Mars, but let me double check because I like to make sure I'm providing you the right information. So let me just double check that and give you specific information. Yes, it is Mars. Mars on January 4th will be entering Capricorn. So we literally have this very short period of time between today, which is the 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. We have 6 days that we're going to have 3 planets in this energy of Sagittarius. And this is big energy for us because, again, Sagittarius is a fire energy. It is about truth telling. It's about higher learning, higher wisdom. It's about the ability to travel physically and also the ability to travel in our dream state, gaining insight from our dreams and making that connection with your sacral where you don't have to be, but I'm going to rephrase that, where you can be guilt-free, you can be judgment-free, you can be blame-free, and you can be shame-free. And allow your sacral energy to be activated where you can be more creative, you could be more expressive, you could be more empowering, you could be more confident. And that's how you'll know when your sacral energy is actually flowing, because you're all those other things other than the guilt, the shame, the judgment, and the blame. When you're stepping into your confidence, when you're feeling empowered, when you're feeling expressive, when you're feeling creative, that is the sacral energy that's open and allowing you to flow. And having these 3 planets working together to bring that energy alive is a blessing in disguise. It will help you to activate your communication. It will help you to activate the fire within you. It will help you to activate your self-expression. It will help you to activate the ability to have fun. That's what this is all about. So when we think about the Sagittarius energy, I'd also want to bring to your attention that Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And currently Jupiter is in retrograde in Taurus. What does that all mean for all of us? Jupiter is the planet of spiritual growth, and it's also the planet of our gifts, our spiritual gifts. And when in retrograde, it means everything's sort of like in review. Once Jupiter goes direct, we're going to start to feel this expansion that occurs in our spiritual gifts, which means our creativity, our psychic abilities, our ability to connect with spirit. So all that's going to expand, and it's still going to be in Taurus, which is going to be about our relationships. So expanding the connections that we have with everybody, including ourselves. And remember, when we talk about Venus energy, it's also about your money. So it's about that expansion with money. So again, we're going to come back to that sacral energy. If there is any type of guilt, shame, or judgment around money, this would be a perfect time to really tap into your healing toolbox to start working on healing the relationship you have with money. So when Jupiter does start to go forward, you are going to be empowered and confident to step up your game, especially as an entrepreneur, and move into that space of really valuing yourself enough to start raising your rates, start raising your potential of attracting and receiving the clients that really are out there looking for you. And do not be surprised, and I'm going to speak of this from my own experience, do not be surprised that when you do open up that energy to receive and you raise your value, you raise your rates, that you will start attracting a different clientele, because The clientele that is your tribe are going to gravitate to you because you are now valuing yourself. And sometimes, which sounds weird, sometimes when we devalue ourselves, we literally block out the clients that are looking for us because of devaluing ourselves. So this energy that we do have coming through with these 3 planets in Sagittarius is theoretically an amazing blessing that we're going to get to experience for the next 6 days, where we have those 3 planets playing and supporting us on our journey. Now, for those of you who happen to have your sun, moon, or rising sign in Sagittarius, this is a very powerful energy for you. Why is that? Reason being, and I say this a lot, is anytime we have more than one zodiac sign, one planet in one zodiac sign, that means there's a lot of energy being amplified in that zodiac sign. Remembering that means that if your sun, moon, and rising or ascending sign is in Sagittarius, that means there's the 3 planets that's collectively in Sagittarius, and then one of the 3 planets that you have in your chart. Now, maybe you're a triple threat of a Sagittarius, which means you have sun, moon, and rising in Sagittarius. Then that also means you'll have 6 planets highlighting your Sagittarius energy. That's a lot of fire. That is a lot of fire. And now, if for whatever the reasons are, you are carrying guilt, shame, blame, or judgment from whatever, this is going to be a time for you to do some healing work. This is a time for you to work on releasing whatever the guilt is connected to, whatever the shame is connected to, whatever the blame or judgment is connected to. Please keep in mind, and you might want to write this down, the sacral energy is associated to the age of 7 through 14. So whatever experiences that were going on in your life from 7 to 14, that may very well be what's causing the guilt, the shame, the judgment, and blame. That's the segment time that you want to focus on. That's where you want to really think about how you can heal that time frame. And it may not come to you right now. You may actually be saying to yourself, well, this doesn't resonate with me, so I'm not going to pay attention to this. May not resonate right now, but take some time over the next maybe 48 hours and really sit and ask yourself, especially if you do feel as though you do carry guilt, if there's something you feel guilty about, if you're doing something and you're hiding it, or you don't want anyone to see it, you're avoiding it, that's a guilt concept. Pay attention to what it's associated with. When did it occur? How old were you? Pay attention to if you felt like you were being judged. Now, the word judge could also mean compared, that somebody could have compared you. Now, if you do have siblings, it's a very common character that shows up for parents, and they don't do it purposely, where they'll compare siblings. Oh, this one's better than this one, or this one does this better than that one. And that, for the other person, may show up as judgment. So if that is something that is resonating with you, pay attention to that. These are little things that you want to work on so you can heal the process of your sacral chakra, so you can begin to move more in a sense of creativity, self-expression, feeling more empowered, feeling more confident, so you can show up as the authentic version of yourself. So what I like to do for the remaining portion of the time that I'm here with you is I'm going to share some more wisdom regarding card readings. Now, obviously, I'm not going to run through the 12 zodiac signs because the focus here is really the Sagittarius energy. And looking at your natal chart, now, if you do not have a natal chart, what I do encourage you to do, and what I might end up doing here is I'm going to put it in. So give me a second. I'm going to throw it in here. So give me a sec to change something. so I can put it out there for all of you. And let's see if I have it right. Yes, excuse my squinting. Like I said, the sun is bright. So, okay, there we go. All right, so here's what I'm going to suggest. I just put, oops, I wrote it wrong. Let me come back. Oh, it's so funny. You got to laugh at me sometimes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Sometimes you just got to laugh because sometimes it's funny. Like I said, if it's not fun, I'm not going to do it. My play, I have to be silly sometimes. So here we go. All right, there we have it. All right, so if you do not have your own personal natal chart, I recommend that you go over to the site that I just plugged in, astro.com. It's a free chart. Just plug in the information they ask for, which will be your name that's on your birth certificate, the city you were born, the time you were born at. Now, if you do not know the time you were born at, my suggestion would be two things. Find out from a parent, if you can, if you were born during the morning time or the evening time. So it's either going to be AM or PM. Then you're going to put type in two charts. You're going to do one chart for 12 AM, one chart for 12 PM. The only difference between the two charts is going to be your ascending sign. And then from there, you might have to do a little research to see which of the two ascending signs best fit who you are. So you might have to do a little research. Once you have all the information that you need to know, then what I want you to do on your natal chart is I want you to take a look at your natal chart and find out on your natal chart what house is Sagittarius in. Now, like I said, for me, Sagittarius is holding two placements. It's in my 5th and my 6th house that I have Sagittarius in. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to offer a 12-card forecast that is going to be associated with your houses. So from 1 to 12. So again, this is not about the zodiac signs. This is about now paying attention to what house your Sagittarius is in on your chart. So when I am going to be reading each card and I come back, I'm going to go and review the card for house 5 and house 6 because I have Sagittarius in both houses. And then, as I always like to do, I'm going to do the work because the process behind the forecast that I provide here, there's work behind this. There's work for you to do. And that work is to focus in on whatever the color of that card that shows up, which is associated with a particular chakra. There's an affirmation that's going to show up, and also a word that's going to match your journey and your story. And then there's going to be a number that shows up. And that number is going to be aligned with, again, your personal energy, your number, and also astrology. What is actually going on collectively based on that number? That number will be represented by the houses. So there's a lot to go on. My suggestion would be just listen for now and then come back later with your pen and notebook and write notes. This way here, you can then for the next give and take 7 days, or while we have these planets, these 3 major planets in Sagittarius for the next 6 days, during those 6 days, you can really work on this energy so your sacral chakra can start to be open, and whatever other chakras that show up for you in regards to the cards that show up. So here we're going to do, as I said, I am focusing on the house numbers. I'm not focusing on the 12 zodiac signs. The only zodiac sign we are focused on for right now is Sagittarius. You want to look at your chart. You want to see where Sagittarius is on your chart. What house is Sagittarius in? I'm not really concerned about whatever else is in there, what other planets are there, just focusing on the house that Sagittarius is in. For me, the 5th and 6th house is where Sagittarius sits. Therefore, paying attention to that. So here we go. We're going to focus on the 1st house. So if you have Sagittarius in your 1st house, this is the card for you. Sagittarius in your 1st house is in reverse. So now if you are new to my readings and you may not understand what a reverse card means, let me explain. Reverse card means two things. The first meaning is to pay attention to the message. There may be something that shows up in a message that may irritate you, or you may feel as though it doesn't resonate with you. That just means you have to come back later and do some reflecting. Also, pay attention to that color. That color is associated to a chakra. And in this particular case, it's the root chakra. So for those who have Sagittarius in the first house, you will also be working on your root chakra in addition to your sacral chakra. So your root chakra is literally right below your sacral. Your root chakra is where you feel supported, protected, provided for. You feel grounded and balanced. And because that card showed in reverse, it means you definitely want to work on your root chakra, because in order to clear the energy in the sacral of feeling not guilty, not blame, no judgment, no shame, you really need to get your root chakra under control. The word here, which is also your affirmation, is leader. Now, using the word leader for both your sacral energy and your root chakra, I'm going to give you two affirmations here. For the root chakra, it's going to be, I am a leader. For your sacral chakra, it's going to be, as a leader, I create. As a leader, I create. Those are your two affirmations. Make sure you write them down. The number 55. The number 5 right off the back is about change. It's about freedom. It's about self-expression. It's also about fun. The double 5 is a 10. So this is about a new way of doing something. So as you clear your energy in the root and in your sacral, a new way will show up for you. That's 1 and 0 is that 10 energy, which is about tapping into your soul's purpose in a totally different way, which is what the Sagittarius energy between Venus, Mercury, and Mars is going to help you do. So that's the energy for those of you who have the first house, those of you who have Sagittarius in the first house. I'm loving that message. Just want to come here a second because I want to make sure I can see what I'm doing, because like I said, my page is a little foggy, so I can barely see much of anything. So, and I'm not sure, I see that I have people watching, but I don't see anybody on my Facebook page, so I'm not sure if that's my YouTube channel. So I'm going to go and check that in a second. So again, that's first house card. Those of you who have Sagittarius in your first house, that's your work to do. So I'm just going to come and check something here. I just find it so darn funny. So funny. Let me see if I can see comments. Any comments? Some doesn't good, I won't get comments. Show comments. Let's see. Any comments? Hiding comments. No comments. All right. Not able to see comments at the moment. Anyways. Maybe comments are on my YouTube page. I don't know. Anyhow, moving on. And again, this is just really so funny. I just really make myself laugh. Anyway, we're going to move on to the second house. So if you have Sagittarius in your second house, this is going to be the card for you in your second house energy. Let's see. Give me 1 second. All right. Second house energy, your card. Loving it. So for second house, again, if you have Sagittarius in second house, this is about unconditional love. I'm hoping you can see that card. You can. And this chakra here is very much associated with the chakra we're talking about, sacral. So definitely want to work on that sacral energy. When we talk about unconditional love, it means loving yourself with no conditions. So if you feel guilty when you are taking care of yourself, the self-care, that's that Venus energy, this is time to apply that unconditional love. Let go of the guilt. That 9-6 energy, that 6 is about healing and nurturing yourself. Healing and nurturing. It's very much associated with the Virgo energy, which is about your body system. So paying attention to the unconditional love. Now I'm going to give you an affirmation that's going to activate the sacral energy, since this card is for the sacral, and the energy we're working on is the sacral. And that message is, that affirmation is, let's see. The affirmation that I am hearing for you right now is, no, that's not the affirmation I am hearing. I create unconditional love through everything I do. I create unconditional love through everything I do. So that's your message. Work on that sacral energy, and because the energy that we are working on is the sacral, and the card that showed up for you is sacral, spend some time in your sacral energy to release the guilt, shame, blame, and judgment so you can love yourself unconditionally. Love that. All right, we're going to move into the third house. So if you have Sagittarius in your third house energy, let's see what's in store for you. And do note that you will need to look at your astrology chart to find out what house is Sagittarius in for you. So here we have it. All right, so those of you who have third house, Sagittarius in your third house, your card's in reverse. So this, again, very much similar to the first house energy. When the card's in reverse, you really want to pay attention to the message, and you definitely want to work on the chakra. In this case, it's the throat chakra. It's self-expression. It's being able to speak up. It's being able to say what you need to say and be very truthful. And with the Sagittarius energy, that could be something that could be flaring up for you, where you may have a hard time speaking up and saying what it is you really want. Now, the words here is domestic harmony. So it's so important that you learn to speak up so you can have more harmony in your home. When I speak of home, it's not just your shelter. It really is about harmony in your body. When you do not have harmony in your body, that is where your body becomes imbalanced. So it's so important to pay attention to that harmony. And also, in addition to your shelter and your workplace. The number 22, that is a master number. So this is about mastering, building that harmony within your mind, body, and spirit. So the affirmation that we're going to use here to activate both your throat chakra and your sacral chakra. We're going to do the first one for sacral, and then we're going to move to the throat. So for this, for the sacral energy, it is I create domestic harmony. I create domestic harmony. Throat chakra affirmation is I express myself easily through domestic harmony. I express myself easily with domestic harmony. There we go. So that's the third house energy. So those of you who have Sagittarius in your third house, this is your card. Work on the throat, work on your sacral energy. Remember, the card's in reverse though, so there may be some challenges in regards to speaking up, because maybe you're in a family that might have said children should be seen and not heard, so you don't speak up. And this is an opportunity for you to start to express yourself. Creative writing is also going to be really a powerful tool for you during this time as well. So tap into that energy. All right, we're going to move into the fourth house energy. So those who have Sagittarius in the fourth house, let's see what's going on there. I'm just going to look at something for a quick minute before I move back into that. Kind of curious to know, is there any messages here that I'm just not seeing? Don't know why I cannot see my messages. I don't know. Don't know. Let's see. Let's see if that does anything. I don't know. Anyway, so fourth house. So if you again have Sagittarius in your fourth house energy, let's see what shows up for you guys. Sagittarius, fourth house. It's about higher education. So perfectly aligned because that's what Sagittarius is. It's higher knowing, higher learning, higher wisdom, truth telling, traveling in your daydreams and traveling physically, and traveling in your night dreams for that matter. The chakra here is the high heart. So this is about compassion. This is about ease. This is about joy. So again, if your sacral chakra is stagnant, blocked, or stuck because of guilt, shame, blame, or judgment, let's get that heart chakra to flow so we can drop it down so you can have more ease and joy when it comes to this beautiful energy. The number 36, that's that 9 energy. Now, interesting enough, when we talk about the 9 energy, in general, based on the overall house that's associated with Sagittarius, is the 9th house. So pay attention to that as well. The 9th house is associated with Sagittarius. Now, there could be so much more to this information for today that I can go on and go on about, but I may end up doing a part 2 to this video, so I do not overwhelm, because we're already at 51 minutes, and we're just moving into the 5th house energy. I believe we are. I think I just did the 4th house. Or am I on the 4th house now? Does somebody remember? Because I just lost track of where the hell I am. I think this is the 4th house we're on, not the 5th house. So the 4th house energy of Sagittarius, that's what this one's for. 4th house energy of Sagittarius, higher learning, higher knowing, truth-telling, compassion. And that 9 is learning to let go of your shame, guilt, blame, and judgment. Love that. 2 affirmations here because we're going to work on the high heart and we're going to work on the sacral energy. So the high heart affirmation is going to be, I open my heart to joy. I open my heart to joy. The sacral chakra is going to be, I create more joy so I can feel confident. I create more joy so I can feel confident. There you have it. There you have it. Love that. So that was the 4th house energy. We're going to move into the 5th house. Now, this is going to resonate with me because a part of my Sagittarius energy is in the 5th house. So let's see what the 5th house energy is going to show us. And see how simply I get confused? When I do not write the stuff down, I get confused. It's all good. 5th house energy. So if you happen to have Sagittarius in your 5th house, here's your card. Cards in reverse. So pay attention. Reverse means there's a little resistance, and we definitely want to work on this color, which is your 3rd eye energy. So let's turn this up right. So the word is compassion. It makes a lot of sense when we think about if we are holding on to guilt, shame, and judgment or blame, we need to bring in some more compassion for ourselves. Yes. So that 5th house energy, tapping into compassion. Using your 3rd eye so you can see more compassion. See compassion in the world and see compassion with any of the people that you may be feeling judged by, or you may be feeling blamed by, or you may be feeling ashamed by, or you may be feeling guilty by. See compassion. That 4-9, that 4 works out to be that 4, your foundation, which is your mind, body, and spirit. The foundation of your workplace, the foundation of your home. So let's use our affirmation here, compassion. Let's use that for our 2 affirmations from 3rd eye and sacral chakra. So the message here for sacral chakra is, I create compassion everywhere I go. I create compassion everywhere I go. 3rd eye is, I see compassion everywhere I go. I see compassion everywhere I go. There you have it. That's the 5th house energy. Moving into sixth house, which is also going to apply to me because I have both Sagittarius in fifth and sixth. My question is to you, what house is your Sagittarius in? All right, we're just about 5 minutes behind. 5 minutes left, theoretically. Will I be able to get this done in 5 minutes? Probably not. So there's a good probability that this video is going to be a little longer than the average video for today. So I'm hoping that's okay. Otherwise, I'll have to come back and do a part 2. And that's okay. I can do that. So for our sixth house energy, for you have sixth house and a Sagittarius in your sixth house, your card is also in reverse. Let's turn it up right. So that's about patience. Patience. So if you are going to explore being able to be more accountable, more responsible, and less guilty, be patient with yourself as you go through this healing journey with these 3 major planets, Mercury, Mars, and Venus, helping you to heal the relationships with yourself and others. The chakra here is the heart. It's the green energy, the heart energy. And it is all about the matters of the heart. The matters of the heart. That 4, which seems to be showing up a lot today, that 4 is about the balance we want to have. We want to have that balance of being able to give and receive. So be patient with yourself and then be patient with others. That 4 is about your home. It's about your work. It's about your physical body as well. It's also associated with the moon energy because the moon rules Cancer. So it's the 4th house as well. So just pay attention to that. Let's use our affirmation here based on the heart and the sacral energy. So working with the heart first, we're going to go with, I open my heart to be patient. I open my heart to be patient. Now for the sacral chakra is, I release guilt and create patience. I release guilt and create patience. There you have it. So that is the 6th house energy. So if you have Sagittarius in your 6th house, that is the 6th house card. Love that, love that, love that. So let's see, we're about 2 minutes before the hour. I'm going to continue. So we're going to move into the 7th house. So if you have Sagittarius in your 7th house, this card is going to be for you. Your card, and it's interesting because this card showed up for one of the other houses a little earlier, so it's showing up again. And I believe that anytime a card shows up more than once, there's a message for all of us, not just for the card, not just for the house that this card is for, but this is now for all of us. So the 7th house energy is about domestic harmony. It's the throat chakra. So 7th house energy is focusing on the throat and the sacral, bringing more harmony into your home, into your workplace, into your body. Building a foundation that's going to have more harmony. So releasing the guilt, the shame, the blame, and judgment, and bringing more harmony into your mind, body, spirit. The throat chakra, being able to speak in that space of harmony, being expressive, being joyful, being calm, and being able to listen with a little bit more ease to others without holding on to judgment, shame, guilt, or blame. So here's your affirmations. We're going to work with 2 of them. We're going to work for the throat and the sacral using our affirmation. The affirmation is for the throat chakra. It is, I speak with ease and create domestic harmony. So I actually blended them. I speak as the throat with ease and create harmony, which is the sacral chakra. So there you have it. 2 for the price of 1. Love that for the 7th house energy. Love that. Pay attention to that. All right, moving into your 8th house. So those of you who have Sagittarius in 8th house energy, let's find out what that's about. Now, again, I could have expanded more on the houses because each house represents a specific chakra, a specific zodiac sign as well, and chakra. But that's a lot of information to take in. So let's keep it simple. Yes, shall we? All right. So 8th house. If you have Sagittarius in your 8th house energy, I love this was the 8th house energy. So when we think of 8th house energy, it is about letting go of the old and bringing in the new so you can transform. And this is about financial abundance, and this is so perfectly aligned with the Venus energy in Sagittarius, where you can have a better relationship with money and not feel guilty about having a better relationship with money. Being able to really step up your worth and your value so you can receive and not feel shameful or not feel guilty or feel judged that you're making what you're making. So using your third eye so you can actually begin to envision and visualize that financial abundance showing up for you, utilizing these amazing energies. That 1-7 is 8. So it's so perfectly aligned because this is the 8th house energy. Those of you who have Sagittarius in your 8th house, this is going to be an amazing energy and amazing healing for you as you let go of the old ways and the old connection and the old relationship that you have with money so you can bring more financial abundance into your experience. So here is your true affirmations that's going to activate the third eye and your sacral using your word. So we're going to start with the sacral energy, and it very simply is, and then we're going to probably combine the two. I see and create financial abundance in my life. I see and create financial abundance in my life. I like that for the 8th house. Love that. All right, we move into the 9th house. Now, the 9th house, those of you who do have Sagittarius in your 9th house, this is a big energy because the 9th house is associated with Sagittarius. So it's a very powerful energy. So if that is you, this is some big work for you because that's a lot of double energy there. So let's see what's in store for 9th house energy. Here's your card. Perfectly said, spiritual guidance. So again, if you do have Sagittarius in the 9th house, this would be a perfect time for you to sit, connect with spirit to gain some guidance so you can open up your heart to receive all that there is for you. The higher wisdom, the higher knowing, the truth telling, the space of transforming and letting go what no longer serves your energy so you can freely travel and have so much fun in your dream state. That 3, 4 is 7. This is about bringing balance into your energy field where you can connect with spirit. Bring that balance into your relationships. Bring that balance into your contract. Bring the balance into money. That green energy is the heart. So again, here's the affirmation for both heart and sacral chakra so you can activate this energy. Activating the heart center is going to be, I open my heart to connect with spirit. I open my heart to connect with spirit. The activation for your sacral energy is going to be, I create a connection with spirit. I create a connection with spirit. Love those too. Nice. Beautiful energy when we think about the 9th house. Love that. All right, we're moving into the 10th house energy. So those of you who have Sagittarius in your 10th house, now know that Sagittarius 10th house is very much associated with Capricorn, which is about your soul's work that you're here to do. So if you do have Sagittarius in your 10th house, this is about truth telling. This is about your higher knowing in regards to the work that you are here to do. This is about being the boss, being the leader, being the entrepreneur. Your card's in reverse. Again, reverse means you got to pay attention to the message, and very important to work on that chakra. The message is communication. So considering you do have Sagittarius in your 10th house, it's so important for you to be able to communicate, because chances are you are probably a boss. And if you have a challenging time communicating to your employees or to your customers, that's not going to work out so well for progress. So again, cards in reverse. So let go of the guilt, the shame, the judgment that you may have sitting in that sacral energy, and just be open to the communicating at a different level. That 12 energy, that's about your leadership and your partnership role. It's very much associated with that 3, which is Mercury's energy. Now, I just want to bring to the table, because that 12 showed up and it's that 3 Mercury energy, the 3rd house is associated with Gemini, which is the opposition sign of Sagittarius. So this is pretty big for you, Sagittarius, that has the 10th house energy, because this is about that opposition as well. So if you're having a challenging time communicating, please drop into your heart and work on your gratitude. So here's your affirmations. One for the heart, one for your sacral. I open my heart to gratitude. I open my heart to gratitude. Your sacral chakra is, I create communication with others. I create communication with others. There you go. There's your card. As we move into the 11th house, so if you have Sagittarius in your 11th house, that is about your community. That is about that networking. That is about being patient as well. It's also about your being the visionary, seeing things beyond what's in front of you, which is so perfectly aligned for Sagittarius energy when we think about it. So let's see what the 11th house energy is. Cards in reverse. And this one's about focus. So this is really about redirecting your focus so you can actually see the bigger picture of things. That 13 is about your foundation. This is about your home. This is about your workplace. This is about your family, your career, your body. So redirect your focus. If you're only focused on what you're guilty about, or what you feel like people are blaming you for, or how you're judging yourself, redirect that. See yourself as this empowered, confident, creative person. And when you do, see that here. Envision yourself as a creative, confident, empowered person. There you go. Cards in reverse, though. So working on your third eye, working on these 2 affirmations. The word is focus. Excuse me. Your affirmation is going to be for your sacral energy. As I focus, I envision all that there is for me. As I focus, I envision all that there is for me. Third eye affirmation. Your sacral affirmation is, excuse me, I create the ability to build a foundation. I create my ability to build a foundation. Love that. Love that. So you're focusing on that foundation. Love that. For the 11th house energy. Love that. All right, last but not least, we're at the 12th house energy. So if you have sacral in the 12th, if you have Sagittarius in the 12th house energy, this is what's for you. So when we speak of that 12th house, that is about the connection with Pisces. It is about your psychic abilities, your higher wisdom, your spiritual gifts. So let's see. And it really is about tying up those loose ends and letting things go that do not serve your energy. So the card for you, interesting enough, is completion in reverse. So again, that reverse card, and there's been a lot of reverse cards in this card pull. Almost half of the cards were in reverse. And this is all about completion. So as you're in this energy, working on your sacral chakra to let go of your guilt, shame, blame, and judgment, so you can tap into those spiritual gifts. You can tap into your truth. You can tap into your higher knowing. Perfect card. Let it go. That 9 is about letting go, which is perfectly aligned with that Sagittarius energy, the 9th house. So there you have it for your 12th house energy. Here's your affirmation. You only need one because we're focusing on that sacral energy, and the card is sacral. So here is your affirmation. I surrender guilt, shame, judgment, and blame, and experience a complete transformation. I surrender guilt, shame, judgment, and blame, and complete a full transformation. There's your card. There's your affirmation. Love it. So there you have it, guys. So as I mentioned, as we are literally an hour and almost 12 minutes in, please come back and rewatch this video with pen and paper. Jot down the information that's based on the house that Sagittarius sits on your chart. Then go and do the work for the next 6 days, working on that 1 chakra or 2 chakras. So if you happen to have a card that there was a color not associated with the chakra, the sacral, you'll have 2 chakras to work on. If you had a card such as the 12th house energy that had the sacral card, you'll have 1 chakra to work on. Do the work. As you do this work, you will definitely be able to tap into the Venus, Mercury, and Mars energy in Sagittarius and really move into that space of speaking the truth and releasing guilt, shame, judgment, and blame. For additional support, feel free to reach out with any questions or comments. If you wish to schedule a self-growth discovery session or get a reading, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I also would like to invite you, for those of you who are interested, I am currently offering my 12 card yearly forecast at the amazing price of $100. There are 8 spots left. If you would like to be in one of those 8 spots, go ahead and email healingwithin76@gmail.com. This offer is applied to 8 people. The first 8 people will get it at $100. Once that's filled, the special will continue at $150. So go ahead and grab the spots for $100, and the special will end by 12/31/2023. I thank you all so much for being here today and showing up and doing your work. Until next time, have a blessed day. Enjoy this energy of Venus, Mercury, and Mars, all in Sagittarius. And remember, it's all about your story and your truth telling. Bye-bye for now.